Now, physiologic adaptation is not specific to a movement pattern, is it? Strong is not specific to a movement pattern, okay? Endurance is not specific to a movement pattern, although it's more specific than strength is, right? But if you're going to get stronger, you're going to start off here. Here's your strength now. Each time you come in, you expose yourself to a stress that involves force production. And you carefully design that to accumulate more and more strength over time. And the process of going from there to there is strength training. That's what it's about, okay? Everybody understand that? Now, strength training is different from endurance training in that strength training produces structural changes in the body. It produces bigger muscles, more dense bones. It produces changes in connective tissue. It produces changes in metabolic control and neuromuscular efficiency. But it makes bigger muscles and denser bones. It changes the body. And contrast that with endurance training, which primarily relies on manipulating the chemistry that's already there, okay? We don't grow bigger muscles as a runner. We just get better at burning different kinds of substrate, right? Metabolic changes, all right? But strength training is structural training. It changes the structure of the body. And it's more persistent than endurance training too, because of the fact that things grew, things changed drastically, right? Okay, so this is strength training. Both of them, however, accumulate a physiologic adaptation, so they have that in common, all right? Now, the other aspect of this performance here is something called skill. Most sports require skill, right? And what is skill?
Practice.
It's the ability to repeat a movement pattern that is dependent on accuracy and precision. Okay? That's what skill is. Okay? Skill is a component in all sports, isn't it? Except possibly marathon. Okay? And the marathon guys will argue with me about that, but marathon does not have the skill component that baseball does it? Right? No one's going to argue about that. Okay? So what does pitching a baseball involve? 60 feet, 6 inches, 150 to 155 gram baseball thrown at the catcher's mitt through a certain path, right? Now, how do you develop that skill? You use a process we call practice. Here's another thing, all right? Now, I want you to be conscious of the fact that this practice slope is a lot shallower, although it's still a positive slope, than the training slope. Because skill takes a longer time to develop. Much longer time to develop. Much practice is necessary for the development of skill. Okay? How many times do you have to throw the baseball at the catcher's mitt to get really, really good at it? Many thousands of times, tens of thousands of times. And I'll ask you to think about this. In contrast to accumulating a physiologic adaptation, skill is exquisitely dependent upon specificity to the performance. If you've got to throw a 155 gram baseball at the catcher's mitt over and over and over the course of your performance, is a 190 pound a 190-gram baseball going to constitute practice for that event? No, it's not. Is throwing a 250-gram baseball constitute practice? No. What are you practicing when you throw a heavy baseball? Throwing the heavy baseball. You're practicing throwing the baseball slower. Is practicing swinging a heavy bat going to develop the skill of batting? No. You're swinging the bat slower. What do we know about baseball? It's kind of dependent on timing, right?
A little bit, yeah.
And if we fuck the timing up, are we practicing? Are we practicing with timing that is not specific to the performance? Is that practice? Well, it is, but it's practice for doing it wrong, right? If you want to practice pitching, what do? You pitch the ball at the catcher's mitt, the same distance away. This is the same with tennis, same with any racket sport. Swinging a heavy racket, swings the racket slowly. You understand my point here? The practice must be specific to the event, whereas the training must be specific to the adaptation you want. What's the best way to get strong for baseball? Well, what's the best way to get strong? Is there such a thing as strong for baseball? This is the thing you have to understand. Is there baseball strong or is there just strong? There's only strong, right? How do you get strong? You squat, you press, you bench press, you deadlift, and then you're stronger. And then you play baseball, and you practice baseball. And now you're stronger, and you're practicing with your strength, and the strength that you're practicing with becomes specific to the sport performance that you have to show, right? If you want to make somebody stronger, are you going to do that by adding 2 pounds to their bat? Are you going to do that by adding 50 grams to the baseball? No, what are you going to do? Well, you're going to screw up the practice aspect of the thing. In other words, functional training is neither training nor practice, and this is why it's a waste of time. Functional training doesn't make anybody stronger, and it's not specific to the performance the athlete is expected to display. Therefore, it's a waste of everyone's time. And every athlete that's been forced to do this knows that. Who does it work for? Who does it appear to work for? The best athletes in the world who are on D1 and professional teams, who are also wasting their potential.